So I want you guys to imagine having a internship, a 8 hour a day internship while going to school and keeping your grades up. So that's basically what college athletes are doing right now. Is they go to school all day and then they have weights in the morning, practice at night. They don't have time for a job, so they're not getting paid any extra money. But it's also illegal for their coaches to help them out financially through the NCAA. So, reasons why college athletes should be paid. Like I said, they're basically like a 1 to 4 year internship with no financial income. It could be that's supposed to say incentive for staying in school, because like at the big colleges, a lot of the good players just go for 1 year and they realize that they can do what they're doing right now and get paid for it. And also, they make money for the school and for clothing brands already, so why shouldn't they be able to get paid from that? Alright, so college athletes, they have a pretty tough life because not only do they have to keep like all their grades up, but they also, depending on like where you're going and how your practice schedule is, they have up to 2-a-days and weights, and so they are constantly busy all the time. And then they have to end up staying till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning doing homework just to get that done. Because in order to have a scholarship at a big school, you still have to take 12 to 15 hour credits a semester, and so an incentive for staying in school. This is Zion Williams. He's one of the most famous college basketball players this year, and he went in for a year, and basically there was a game that he played in, and like within 9 seconds hurt his knee, and everybody was telling him not to play the rest of the year because he was going to the draft anyways, and so why would he want to hurt his career like that? But I believe that if we were paying Zion for everything that he made through Duke, then he wouldn't be in the draft this year. He would be trying to finish his education. And they bring income to the school. So one of the biggest rivalry games of the basketball season was Duke versus North Carolina, and on average, the ticket price for that game was $3,000. But floor seats were up to $10,000, and it made more money than the Super Bowl. But the players didn't get any of that. When everybody paid to see the players play, they didn't get any of that. This jersey right here, it's got a little extra design in it. I saw one of those jerseys go for $120 on Amazon, and they aren't buying it because of this name, they're buying it because of that name, but he doesn't get any of the profit off of that. Or people buy shoes because, hey, this guy's wearing these shoes, that's cool, so let me buy that shoe. But like, they don't get anything from that. And this whole conversation started like back in 1991 with the Fab Five from Michigan. So what happened was, it was 5 freshmen at the University of Michigan playing basketball, and they all grew up in Detroit, and their high school basketball coach went to Michigan University. And so while they were playing high school basketball, their coach realized that they didn't have like very good shoes because they came from a poverty-stricken community in Detroit. So their coach bought them brand new basketball shoes, and later, their freshman year of college, the school got in trouble because they had these 5 freshmen who had financial help from their high school basketball coach. And so that's the point that we've gotten to, is that if you ever play at a big NCAA school, but your high school basketball coach or high school football coach has helped you financially, then you're done. Like, it's just, and a lot of the guys from the Fab Five at Michigan went on to play professionally, but they still have that stigma, and the University of Michigan paid for it the most by being on probation for a couple years from it. Also, another one was this school. There was a bunch of football players, and they couldn't go into the cafeteria to eat because the cafeteria was closed, but they had just gotten out of practice. And so their coach gave them some McDonald's, and they got in trouble for that because their coach tried to feed them. And so it really irritates me that we treat our college athletes like that. Basically saying like, I mean, it's just really irritating because like, if I'm paying for a ticket to watch Fort Scott play football, I'm paying to watch Lonzo play. Or if I'm paying a ticket for Fort Scott basketball, I'm paying to watch Craig play. Like, that's just how it is. I'm not watching because of the school. I'm watching because of the players. And so I feel like college athletes really should get at least a profit off of that and a little bit of help through their school for like financial stuff. So, conclusion, I've talked about why we need to pay our college athletes. Like I said, this topic of conversation has gone way back to 1991, probably even further back since then. But 1991 was probably the biggest controversial situation of the time. And so, yeah, thank you guys for listening.